Welcome again to Life in the God Lane. I'm Tom West, and this is a power verse for the day for the 13th of March 2022. Hope you'll subscribe to my channel, hit the bell so you get notified every time I put one of these out, which is every day, and make comments and share this video with someone else so people can get the teaching that they need from God's word in the Bible, which is all we do. I call this message a sin offering, and it's from Romans chapter 8, verse 3. Could you ever keep enough laws to save you? Good question. Well, let me tell you how laws work with sinful man. In August of 1968, long time ago, I was 19 years old, I reported to Fort Devens, Massachusetts, which is by the little town called Ayers, Massachusetts. They've closed it back in the 80s. It's not a Army post anymore. But I reported there for advanced training in the Army. I was there about a year. I was walking down the street one weekend, and almost all the yards had signs in them. You know what the sign said? It said, dogs and soldiers keep off the grass. That was their little unofficial law. You know how I responded to that? Every time I saw a sign, I stepped over and walked on the grass. Laws are weakened by man's sinful nature. We break laws. So let me show you what I mean and God's solution to this dilemma that we all face. Romans 8, verse 3. For what the law was powerless to do, in that it was weakened by the sinful nature, God did by sending his own Son in the likeness of sinful man to be a sin offering, and so he condemned sin in sinful man. See, law cannot fix sin because it's weakened by our sinful nature. Don't walk on the grass, the law, right? And so we step over and walk on the grass. We break laws. That's how laws work. We break them all the time. So how did God fix man's sinful nature? What is God's solution? God's solution was to send his Son in the likeness of sinful man. Jesus came to earth as a man like us. His father happened to be God, but his mother was Mary, a woman. Jesus was a man. He came in the likeness of sinful. Never sinned, but he came in the likeness of sinful man. He lived here on earth for 33 years and did so without ever sinning. Imagine that. You know, most of us seldom go 33 minutes without something sinful happening, but he lived 33 years without any sin. So why did God send his Son? Well, he sent him to be a sin offering. When Jesus died on the cross, the sinless Son of God was a sin offering. For what purpose? To condemn sin in our flesh. So how does sin get condemned in our flesh? Well, Jesus' payment for sin when he died removes it totally. Removes sin from our flesh. Removes sin in our life. Totally. In the life of the Christ follower. Okay? That condemns sin in the flesh for the life of the believer. Now, does that mean you won't sin? No, it doesn't. You will sometimes. You start getting a lot better, but you'll stumble off into sin from time to time. So when you and I sin, and we do, we aren't condemned, but you know what is condemned? According to that verse, sin is condemned because of the sin offering, because Jesus paid for it totally, and we are free from the sin. Rejoice in that and live in that, and I will see you tomorrow.